No.
There's always an overlap.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about.
The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And today we have Domac, Tony,
What's
Barnes,
up, people?
and for the sixth time in the last 25 seasons, UConn's men's basketball stand alone as champs.
Wow.
Taking out Purdue last night, 75-60. And it was a title game. I think we all expected, kind of followed the script tight early. And then as we've seen down the stretch, nobody can hang with UConn
every time.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Start of the second half, I think they went on a 14-3 run or something like that.
Yeah.
Like every time, just out of the half. I don't know what happens in halftime. I don't know what they say to them, but it clicks.
Yeah. I think Hurley definitely, one of the best in the country at, making adjustments. And the fact too that they followed the strategy of, we'll just, single coverage on Edey, and we're just not going to allow any 3-pointers. Purdue, their last game, made 10 3-pointers. Last night, only one. And I think, that was the difference in the game. Sure, Edey got his 30 points or whatever it is, but they just didn't get much production elsewhere. And just no ability for Purdue, especially second half, to stop UConn on the break.
No, they did it perfectly. A lot of times, when I played, there was always this is their best player. He's going to get what he gets. We got to make sure the other guys don't get anything going. And they did it perfectly. They're like, we're going to let Edey score as many points as they want because they know threes are more than twos, and they're going to shoot more threes anyway. They're going to let him get his 40 out of the 60 points. If they hold everyone else to 5, they're going to win, and they did it.
Yeah, unbelievable. And only allowing 7 3-point attempts. So that defense really tightening up, and the scoring as it usually is with UConn, kind of evenly dispersed. I mean, Newton led the way with 20 points and 7 assists, but you had 11 from Cam Spencer, 15 from Stefan Castle, and 11 also from Donovan Clingan. So I mean, just what a season for UConn, and really accomplishing what really is the hardest feat in sports when you talk about winning back to back. Because last year you could say a little different, a 4 seed. It had been quite some time since they had even won an NCAA tournament game, and then you fast forward to this year, going 6-0 in the tournament last year, all double-digit wins, and to follow it up this year, doing the same thing, winning by a higher margin. Last year, I think they won their games by 20 points. This year was a shade over 23. I mean, I just think it's truly remarkable. And the fact, too, you look back in history, all of these repeat champs had mostly the same guys. This team was very much different than the team last year.
Yeah, especially because of their best players last year. A couple of their best players all went to the draft.
Yeah,
I know
Sanogo, Hawkins.
Yep. Because they got drafted by the Wizards. Hawkins, I think. No, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was, or was it the Hornets?
Yes.
The Hornets, yes.
So, I mean, it's crazy. That just goes to show the coaching staff that they got there and the scouting team that they have there and the recruiting is insane. And overall, just the whole story about how he came, 4 years ago and says in a press conference, get us now, I promise we'll be coming. And then
Dan Hurley.
Dan Hurley, and just comes and he said what he was going to do. And it's crazy how well he did it.
Yeah, absolutely. Really is just remarkable. What a run. And also too, I've spoke about this all season, but the fact that, almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, heading into last season, I mean, he was on the hot seat, and now he's the most sought after coach in America, and probably could get any type of salary he wants. But he was very adamant after the game. He wants to, stay at UConn, and even made some divorce joke that they're from New Jersey originally. His wife had to go to Rhode Island for a little bit. They're closer now in Connecticut. He's not going to send her to Kentucky.
Yeah.
He said something along those
Wait, so
lines.
he's getting a divorce? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, dude, come on, Tony. Give me something. I know you wish you had your shorts on, but I mean, you could offer me something here, no?
Well, in the game, though, I mean, Hurley, honestly, dude, very impressive guy. You said it. And Mike's actually seen him at a practice before. I think he had filmed like a UConn practice or something.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yes, he did. He did.
Yeah,
yes.
and it's just like, Mike kind of described the type of person he seemed. And I mean, I don't know. I'm watching this guy in the fourth quarter. You're up by double digits, and you're screaming your head off at your players.
Player,
dude, you literally pushed his player
warning.
over, dude. Yeah. Literally, and they cut to his ISO, and the broadcast obviously because they're literally cutting his ISO every time, and he's just like, and he's screaming like "finish it" like that on the side of the court. And I'm like, Jesus, dude, this guy has got to be off his rocker in practice. But again, I mean, clearly, like, is able to pull the best out of his players. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, you really can't. I mean, clearly, UConn is a perfect storm in terms of, like you mentioned, recruiting, just the talent overall for the players. But obviously his coaching being a huge part of it too. Because I feel like, people were certainly doubting him. You said him on the hot seat. People doubted UConn could never do it again. Whatever.
No tournament
dude.
The first 2 years. First round exits the next two.
So obviously, like you said, he was on the hot seat and I mean, finally, whatever his system that he put into play is clearly working, and I mean, it's great to see.
How about down to Richard at Iona at half, first round last year, and then to think where we are now,
crazy.
I mean, what do you guys think it was? I mean, because you look at even what he did at Rhode Island. I mean, I guess they won a couple games in the tournament. I guess his last 2 years, but just the struggles early. I mean, 4 years, that's a long time to go to UConn of all places, which, I mean, at this point right now is the mecca of college basketball, not to win a tournament game and all of a sudden it just all clicks. I mean, do you think a big thing was the transfer portal?
The transfer portal definitely played a part, but I also think, like, I kind of agree with he's been saying, especially the first couple of years, is like when you get a new coach or new staff, it takes a couple of years because you also got to, like, the players, like, I put myself as, like, at high school, like I put myself in their shoes and I'm thinking, like, you don't know the coach now, you don't know like their system. So like I feel like a lot of players that are seniors in high school almost don't look at UConn at that time just because like they were still like, I would look at it as like, oh, they're figuring it out. Like I don't want to go there right now. I want to win, I want to win when I get there. I don't want to be a part of like this rebuild. So I assume that they were able to get a couple players who were able to buy into this rebuild so that now when this happens, now in my opinion, I feel like for the next 5 years, they're always gonna be competitive just because like the culture they have now, it's like every senior is going to want to go to UConn now.
Yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. And I mean, they're definitely, going to have some roster spots to fill here. Cam Spencer being a senior, the transfer from Rutgers, he's not going to be back. And then, you're also going to have Castle, go to the draft as well as Klingon. So those are, I mean, your three biggest players there. Not to mention that Newton's a senior as well. So it's 4 guys just gone like that. So I'm sure he'll go back to the transfer portal. And then also, too, I kind of forgot, those first, you think about it, he just completed the 6th year, but the first 2 years were in the American Conference. So I think just going back to the Big East must have also helped recruiting as well. And then I think, especially after doing it last year, I think that you just gain the utmost respect from your players showing that he could do it. Because really, I mean, going to last year, he didn't have a leg to stand on. Like he's getting all feisty and stuff, but the players could easily say, well, what have you accomplished? And here we are, and back-to-back champs really is remarkable. And I mean, I think just due to the margin of victory here the last 2 years, I mean, you really could make an argument these are the 2 best UConn's teams ever. And I know the other guys had a lot more NBA guys, but I mean, I don't think it's an accident, the margin of victory here.
No, I 110% agree. I think personally out of the 3 teams, because UCLA, when Kareem was there, the Florida team, and these 2 UConn teams were the only 3 teams to repeat back-to-back years. I think out of those 3, I mean, Kareem is probably one of the greatest basketball players ever. So, I mean, they're probably on par with that team. And I feel like they're one of these last 2 years are probably the 2 best teams, like top 5 teams that college basketball has had. Not talent-wise, because there's definitely been teams with more talent, but when you talk about just winning and success, like, you got to put these two teams up there, and, like, in my opinion, the top 5 or top 10 all time.
And what do you think, though, about in UConn history? Do you think they might be the best? I mean, I know we had Ben Gordon, Emeka Okafor, Kemba, obviously.
I would say so. I would say so, just because of the pure dominance. And I feel like with Kemba, like, it wasn't, there were low expectations as well. So I think that also played a part, because, like, I feel like they didn't expect him to do as well as the Kemba team did. But I don't know, the fact that, like, we were just beating every team by 20, and the fact that we go to the championship game and we win by like 18, like, insane.
Yeah. And when you tally it up, it adds up to, regular season wise here, 68-11. Or I guess that includes the tournament, but then 12-0 and covering every time. I feel like people don't realize what a big deal it is to be able to cover every time, being the number 1 team. That is one of the hardest things. And to do it back-to-back tournaments every game
is crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
Totally unheard of.
Definitely, congratulations to them, and good to see UConn back on top. After a little struggle there, the end of the Kevin Ollie tenure got a little dicey, but now they are cemented as the premier program in the country. That's for sure. And I believe, Tony, we do have a bunch of comments here.
We have a plethora
Michael
of comments
Buck
here, dude. Michael Buck just says, we're number 1. We, he says.
We are. We're all rooting for UConn, Tony included.
Right. Oh yeah, sure. I'm number 1.
Remember you said,
no, I said I would like to see UConn. Sure,
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I wouldn't say we. I wouldn't say I'm number
So
1
now,
though.
Backtracking from that.
Well, no. Like UConn's number 1. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna take credit. I'm not even.
So you're not a fan.
I would say if I'm a fair weather fan, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, we won, guys. Good job. I'm not going to go party in stores and be a UConn fan.
I mean, if we
Although
said,
I feel
let's
like,
go to stores, you would have.
Oh, yeah, probably. But I mean, I think I would buy a jersey. Those jerseys they were sporting last night, even the white with the full Connecticut across the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fire. That's great.
The championship merch is sick. I can't wait to get
Oh,
my
my
Yankee
God.
merch,
Yeah, dude.
fall.
Yeah. You have to wait a little bit, maybe longer than that, dude. UConn going to three-peat next year real quick. Both you guys, yes or no? Yay, nay?
I'm going to say no, but I hope yes. I mean, I just think they're losing a lot.
It's impossible, but, like, no one's ever, it's impossible. I don't know.
Yeah, because literally, or back to, like, I guess UCLA probably did on John Wooden, but it's like modern day, no one's come close. You're losing all that talent. Will they be competitive? Sure, but I mean, odds are, you're looking at, Sweet 16 or something. But be quite the story if they did.
Insane if they do.
Speaking of stores and stories, Michael Buck says there's going to be a party in stores today, dude. Domac knows all about that, dude.
2:30 to 5:30, I was told.
All right, we also got Josh B in the house. Says, what up, fam? Let's have a day. I'm sure he meant let's. Hashtag TC, hashtag sportsboard, hashtag DTV. Matthew
Let's
Gabriel
go.
also with the let's go. A quiet let's go, dude.
Let's go!
UConn fucking sick. He says back-to-back bluest of blood in the country. CT boy. Wow, dude. Matthew Gabriel coming in hot. It's wild how they've smacked everyone around. Last 2 games were close, but not even for that long. What up, Josh? He says, Michael, what's up, buddy? Fuck Tatum. And then Buckta does say it's hard to believe Hurley was on the hot seat in 2022, and now look what's happening.
Yeah.
Who pretty much write his own check.
So now, if let's say like UConn goes into like maybe a little bit of a lull, honestly, like you say, they get
Tony
a lot of
always
guys.
looking at the positive side of things.
No, I'm just saying things storyline. I mean, like this guy was on the hot seat. Now he did back to back. I mean, what if he goes on a 3-year drought?
But what does that mean though? Like, does that mean like
maybe a Final Four, a first round exit, and
a Final Four? I mean, once he gets to Final Four, I mean, he's probably good for 10 years.
Yeah,
you think so?
Back to back.
Well, isn't the expectation now like to be like? Imagine next year goes Final Four, people are like, oh, all right, and then the following year, first round exit, and people are like, oh, and then 3rd year, I don't know.
I mean, if Calipari can go as far as he did, really without winning like anything, then I mean, in my opinion, I think he's set to at least 2030 right now.
Wow.
At least another 5-6 years.
You don't multiple championships as a coach. I mean, you don't get into trouble unless there's a recruiting situation or you literally have to go like 8-25. I think. Other than that, you're not going to find yourself into trouble. So I don't think it's anything, he's going to have to worry about anytime soon. That's for sure. But I can't believe the tournament done, came and went.
So much fun.
It did go. It literally did. It felt like so quick. I feel.
And one kind of follow-up, kind of final question here. I really do believe this in my heart of hearts. Like, it's amazing what they did, but do you guys feel that it would almost be more enjoyable if the games were closer? Because I feel like I just love like the edge of my seat, you know what I mean, type of thing, and I just did not experience that one time the whole tournament.
True, watching the UConn only because they just beat them so bad. But I feel like when it comes to college, any like 12 or 10 point game, I still consider it in college pretty close because like I've seen teams going to 8-0 run in like literally 1 minute. So if there's still 2 minutes left of this 12-point game, there's still a shot. But just UConn just pulling every team away. I mean, 2 out of the last 3 games. Was it the game against Tennessee? Or no, the game against Illinois. They went on a freaking 30-1 run. And the game you go on a 14-3 run.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come out of the gate and go on these runs, it's like it almost sucks just because it's like, oh, well, that's the end of the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the game's over.
Right. No, you're right. Definitely. How do you feel about that, Tony? I mean,
I feel the same way, dude. I think both championship games for the men and women's, I thought were kind of disappointing. I feel. I mean, I guess the women's one was a little bit better, but I mean, it just seemed like that. Again, I mean, just like Iowa and even Purdue. I mean, they really, not to say they only had one guy or one highlighted player, but they had one great player.
Right.
And I feel like everyone else on the team had like a pretty significant drop off. That the point guard for Purdue is pretty good.
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
But again, other than that, I mean, look at South Carolina, look at UConn. I mean, that whole team is stacked, you know? Like, that's why they were able to, have a certain game plan going in by shutting down like that single player or whatever, and then work off of that and then win by a big margin. And I think because of that, like, it did make for like a not so great championship game. Again, the women's tournament, like UConn, Iowa was awesome. And then the championship, not so great. And I feel like even so, I mean, has Purdue, I guess Purdue technically gave up the best fight this tournament for UConn, I guess, but
Hurley talking smack to Edie first half.
Oh my goodness, dude. I mean,
nuts.
Like Domac said, I suppose like the last 2 minutes, they were, 10-point deficit, whatever it was. So it was like, all right, they still could. But then I don't know, UConn threw up some like ridiculous alley-oop or whatever, and I'm just like, all right, this is
there was that lefty tip slam by Purdue, I think second half.
That
was ridiculous. And I think Riley actually tweeted out, James Naismith did not envision this at all when he created basketball.
Insane.
So yeah, and it's I definitely, like I said, I do like though the edge of the seat moment. But I guess it's one of those things too. Just from all my years of following sports, it's like your teams don't win that much. So you just, regardless of how they get there, how exciting, how climatic or anticlimactic it is, you just got to appreciate it. Cause it feels like now, I mean, we could win another couple. And it's like, but in reality, they could go 10 years now without winning.
Yeah,
one, 100%. It never seems like it, but it happens.
I feel like personally, a lot of it too, when it comes to watching like games like this, if it's a blowout, it depends on the setting. Cause like while around at UConn, like even just because like you want the team to win so bad and you want them to dominate, being around like the people that all feel the same, even when they're up 12, environment almost, it's a different type of edge on your seat. Cause like you want them to you just want to beat them so bad. And like they go so excited for any shot. Like it was like 2-0 and everyone's losing their mind if they score a basket. So like that environment, like kind of cancels out them being up 15 because it still feels like so intense.
In basketball, if you think about it compared to the other sports, I think it's the sport that for the most part, I guess football is in there too, but I'm specifically thinking of like baseball and hockey. Like typically like a World Series, a Stanley Cup, it's not going to be like a 5-goal deficit or a sweep in the World Series or a Game 7 win by 10 runs. I feel like for some reason basketball, I don't know if it's just a 3-point shot or just the runs that they have, maybe lack of defense. It just seems like they're more at risk for these like blowouts and big spots.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's a good point because in baseball, like you said, that doesn't really happen, and I've never really heard of that ever happening.
Like, I mean, really. I would love to see it, but am I expecting the Yankees to just sweep the World Series and win every game by 5 runs? I mean, that'd be great, but I mean, that's tough to do.
I guess it's just because basketball is just about runs and like. I guess also because in college, like they're so young that like so many more mistakes are made. And I guess it still happens in the NBA too, but like, especially college, it's just like since they're younger, there's so many mistakes to be made on the team aspects. Like normally, let's say they're supposed to go on an 8-0 run, and like the Illinois game, they end up going on a 30-0 run because like when you have these young teams just keep making these little mistakes,
and
like
they compound.
it just compounds and it gets ugly.
Yeah. So congrats again to the Huskies, to Hurley. What a good job. And Josh M says, let's go! And I will tell Uncle Clay tonight that he says hello. And speaking of which, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game! Out of sight!
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drilled deep to left field. There it goes! See ya!
All right. So the Yankees victorious again for the 9th time in their first 11 games, winning 7-0 last night at the stadium. How about Nestor Cortez? And, me and Tony were talking about on the show yesterday. We're expecting, a bounce back effort from him, just given how weak this Marlins lineup is, but definitely never expected 8 shutout innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts. And the fact too that he was allowed to throw 102 pitches and throwing 70 for strikes. I think that's big. And that's why he was able to go deeper into the game. So that was something to really get excited about. And then this offense, it seems like every game, it's multiple guys having huge games. And you look at this, the big blows, 2 3-run home runs. The first in the 4th inning, Anthony Volpe, a left center 3-run homer scoring Stanton and Rizzo. That made it 3-0. And then later that inning, Juan Soto, 384 to right, made it 6-0. And those 2 home runs were so electric. And if you think about it too, I mean, of course, you throw Judge into the mix, but I would say, Volpe and Soto, those are 2 of the players that the fans are most excited about, most riled about for this season. And the fact that they both went deep yesterday in the same inning. The stadium was just so loud after those home runs, and that really set the tone, for the rest of the game. They did add another run the next inning in the 5th on an Alex Verdugo single. And then you did also have, and I'm definitely going to botch this here, but it's Josh Majeski, who is a Morrisville, North Carolina native, and that's actually not too far. It's actually the town over from where Jennifer and Chokri live, which is pretty cool. And how about even to take it a step further, Tony? So he made his major league debut last night. Corey had him at Somerset last year in the minors, and then I was just at ABC this morning, and somebody I know there is friends with somebody who's related to this guy, and he was just talking about it, and Corey was just texting us, I just had this guy. I didn't expect him to debut. So it all kind of ties in. So, always nice to see somebody make their major league debut. So just all in all, just a great game. The fact, too, that Stanton, who had a big weekend, the Grand Slam, all of that, another 2 hits yesterday, seems like he's dialed in. That average is up to 250. I mean, if he could stay anyway near there with some power, the Yankees are going to be in great shape. Alex Verdugo has been struggling all year, 3 hits yesterday. So you would imagine, that's a sign of things to come. And me and Tony were talking about yesterday. He has a career low on his batting average on balls in play. So something, we'd expect to, revert back to the norm. And then the fact, too, you win this game, nothing from Judge, nothing from Torres, and a 1-for-4 performance from Rizzo. So it just seems like it's been great to start, and it's only going to get better from here. That's how it feels right now.
Yeah, that's how it feels. But honestly, I don't know, maybe I need to give him a little more time, but Judge is kind of scaring me. I mean, I know he's going to, I assume he's going to figure it out, but I'm just looking at his numbers, only 2 hits against the Astros, the series against the Arizona, 3 hits, series against Toronto, 2 hits, no hits last night, back-to-back games with no hits. I don't know if this is something I should be worried about. I don't know if you guys would be worried about it, but like, with the way he's been playing recently, I just expected way more of an output. I mean, because we're winning, I'll give him some slack, but like, I don't know. It's starting to kind of like irk me a little that like, I feel like he should be just hitting a little better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you would want him to hit better. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, and what his average is 175 or 6 RBIs. Average is 175. But I think it's one of those things where I think last night obviously wasn't a good game, but you go back to the final game of that Arizona series, he hit the home run, was 2 for 4, and then was also this past Saturday 2 for 3 with a home run as well. And then there's a bunch of walks mixed in there. So I think it's just one of those things. It's a matter of time. And the fact that he's already left the building a couple of times, he's already had some strong games. He'll work from there.
Yeah.
And literally the last time we talked about this, I had said like, we're talking about this, and then tonight he's probably gonna hit a home run, and that's exactly what happened. And that because that was the Arizona game, and I think it's gonna be the same thing. I hope tonight at the stadium see him go deep, but I'm honestly, not concerned. I wouldn't even begin to get concerned really about anybody, but specifically Aaron Judge, given the type of player that he is until this month is over. Because I just feel like April, you got to see what happens. So I think, I'm fully confident he's going to turn it around. You're kind of saying,
I think he's going to turn it around. It's just like, I'm just kind of like, whoa. Like, me personally, I'm looking at these numbers. I'm kind of like, whoa. I mean, I know he already has 10 walks. Like, he's still getting on base, but I don't know. I just expected my expectations were just a little higher. Now I'm kind of like, almost in shock, maybe. But he's earned it. So, like, honestly, I can give him some time. He's definitely earned it. So, like, I'm not gonna say here crucify him, but
I think it's just one of those things. It speaks to the type of player he is that after 11 games, because you're not the only one. I mean, I feel like I have a different perspective because, I've said since he debuted, he's my favorite player of all time. I know what he is. So it's like, I know it, he's just off to a slow start. I mean, that's it. Yeah. I think if he was actually hurt, something would have came up about by now. I don't think it's that.
No.
And it's baseball. It's a long season. And, I think at the end of the year, probably a lock for 40 home runs, 100 RBIs, right in the middle of the Yankee lineup. So not concerned. And I think we're going to start seeing more big games like we saw, on Saturday and the previous Wednesday. And I would imagine, tonight, with AJ Puck starting, that's going to represent an opportunity there. Any input here, Tony? It's 11 games. Obviously the numbers aren't good, but
yeah, listen, the numbers aren't good, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't say he's injured, but I wouldn't rule out the fact that maybe his toe is hindering him a little bit. But I'm more than confident that Judge will bounce back anyway. Again, I think it's far too early. He's not going to be hitting like this whole season. So I'm not that worried about him in terms of production. So give him some more time, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, how about the start for Volpe? It's
insane. I'm so glad he's doing that too, because I really wanted him, because I never got to experience the whole Jeter coming onto the scene and kind of just turning into a star. And I'm not saying Volpe is that yet, but to see him slowly be doing this is really cool. Yeah. Especially now that I'm grown, I'm able to remember this. I'm not first of all, I wasn't born when Jeter was even getting up. But what I'm saying, even if let's say were to happen in 2003, I wasn't old enough. Now I'm old enough. I'm really able to watch the games and really understand them. And if you're able to see this progress is actually really cool.
Yeah. Literally very early, just like we're talking about Judge here, but quite literally, as Tony would say, doubling his average from last year. 209 last year, 417 right now.
Ridiculous.
And just it's just a different approach. He's not chasing pitches. So you love to see that. And then I had to say, from the weekend, these few games here, I feel like I'm kind of just getting a little more glimmer of hope with Stanton. Honestly.
Yeah, no, 110%, especially with the way he's been hitting the ball out of the park so hard, dude. Oh my God. It's and I feel like he's hitting the fastball a lot better too.
Yes.
It's less I feel like last year when I was looking at his at bats, it's just I feel like it was just bad at bats. Just I'm looking, I'm oh my, what are we doing up there?
He just had that on Friday. I don't know if you remember, but there was one strikeout where it's the pitch, it seemed like it was almost an intentional walk pitch.
Yeah.
And it's like the ball is already past his bat and he's swinging.
And
When we were at the game, we were just like, are you kidding me? But then that grand slam was so electric. I think the one thing that will give me the utmost confidence, and we talked about this yesterday, is I want to see him hit 96, 97 up and see if he can take it out, because we haven't really seen that.
No,
that was 93 miles an hour, that grand slam into the third, but was obviously a shot.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I hope he can start doing that, but I feel like I'm kind of getting to the realization of like, now that I feel like now the team is good enough with Soto where like we can be okay with like streaky Stan, where like he goes on these like spurts where he's really good and then he goes on like a weak spurt where he's bad. And I think it just comes down to now with Soto and how with Volpe playing well and all these other pieces around, I feel like have stepped up, that just like come playoff time, if he just gets hot at the right time, it'll just help us even more. But I feel like I said, with these additional talents, that I feel like last couple years in the playoffs, if he doesn't play well, his importance was so much more needed compared to now, because I feel like the slack that he gives, like Soto can pick up whatever he's lacking now.
Yeah, and how about the fact too? I mean, Jason Dominguez coming back this summer. If he's not hitting, he's not even
back yet. Yeah, he's not even. Jason Dominguez isn't even back yet.
Yeah,
like I'm ecstatic. This season's gonna be great.
Yeah, I'm excited. Have you planned your first game yet?
Me and my buddy started talking about it. We wanted to go sometime soon, but we haven't really picked out a date yet. We're trying to debate. We're debating on if we want to do bleacher seats or actual normal seats. Tony was telling me, I guess, about standing seats for $10.
Yeah,
that was sick. I didn't hear that before.
Well, because we talked about this too, but it's like just the fact that it's field level. So it's like I would so much rather be field level than be in the top row.
No,
like,
110%.
You know what I mean?
And then I was telling Tony, I mean, like if I have floor level seats for $10, like if I just walk into the bleachers and sit down, like it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is someone really, like, am I really going to be told to leave it? Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they check the tickets, but like, I don't know. I feel like you could definitely get to the bleachers, right?
And it's crazy because, you know, how the cost cutting measures since COVID, there's like barely anybody working there. Like,
I know.
Pretty much can walk in any section and just sit down. Obviously, if somebody is sitting there, it's a problem. But like weekday games, I feel you could literally.
Yeah, I remember in high school, because it was my senior year, was the year after COVID. We went to a game. And we had seats. I don't even remember where we had seats, but we ended up sitting like on the third base line, like behind the dugout. And like nobody said nothing. There was no one there. You just walked up and sat down. I mean, it was a weekday game, but it's just crazy sometimes. And like sometimes some like baseball games are just like, I don't know. I feel like you just sit anywhere sometimes.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, like I said, it just depends on the circumstance. And, you know, you'd imagine if the Yankees keep this up as the season goes on, I mean, there's going to be a lot of sellouts, and then, you know, it'll be more difficult to do stuff like that. But, you know, as I was mentioning, you know, back in action tonight, Carlos Rodon versus AJ Puck. That one, you know, 7:05 from the stadium. So excited to be there. So definitely going to get a lot of footage of that, and really expecting another strong performance, you know, like we saw last night. Before we move on to the Mets here, though, we do have a couple of Yankee comments.
Oh, we do, dude, actually. Josh M mentions that this was the fastest game since 1992. 2 hours and 1 minute,
year,
dude. Yes, was a great year.
Yankees,
I wasn't around for that.
Civilization.
Dude. Yeah.
We were blessed with the presence of Brian Barnaby.
We also have Jason in the house. Says, "Let's go Yankees!"
Other Jason.
This is the other. This is actually one of my students, believe it or not. And he says Volpe is raking baby. Soto's first home run in Yankee Stadium landed a section over from me. R.I.P.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
that's awesome to be there.
Yeah, dude, that was sick.
The stadium was just so electric. So yeah, just an exciting time right now. But Tony, I know you were kind of tight, Nimmo. Pretty impressive win for the Mets last night.
Yeah, honestly, it certainly was, dude. You know, it was a game that I had on while I was here, you know, obviously in tandem with other games and stuff like that. But Yankees do win 8-7 against the Braves last night. This was, I feel like, honestly, vintage.
You said Yankees.
Mets. Mets beat the Braves 8-7.
I know you're thinking Yankees. I don't blame you.
It's kind of fucking hard with you two sitting there. This is a Yankees podcast.
Well, hasn't it been like that for 4 years?
Yeah, really, dude. Honestly, even Domac's hoodie, because the mic kind of covers the E, which says the judge on it instead of the edge. Anyway, dude, so Mets win 8-7 last night. This was, I feel like, classic, like, Mets from last season where Their pitching does not do well, but they make it up for with the bats. And obviously rise to the occasion of the Braves here on freaking Hank Aaron Day, by the way, of all days. For the Braves Day. I think they had like some ceremony with his family.
Oh, okay, because
like,
people were talking about him on Twitter yesterday too.
Yeah,
he had passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, I think that like Atlanta made like I think yesterday like his day.
Oh no,
or something like that,
it
right?
was
Or
the day that he passed Babe Ruth all-time.
right, 715, I think, career
715. He ended
home
up
runs.
with 755.
Yeah.
But that was the official pass.
So they had the whole ceremony, announced his day. It was probably kind of cool. His family, I think, some great grandson throughout the first pitch or something.
And I feel like he is probably the most overlooked legend in the game of baseball.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think it's because it's Atlanta?
Well, I think it's just like people think of home run kings. They think of Ruth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the fact that Bonds passed him. I know there's a steroid question. And I think being in Atlanta too, but I think just the average person, like they know Henry Aaron was a Hall of Famer, but they have no idea how many home runs he hit and how long he did it for. I think he was a 22-year career.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it was cool to see him honored, dude.
And also, too, the fact that he didn't hit 50 home runs in one season, he hit 755 home runs. I mean, how is that possible?
That's kind of crazy. The longevity, dude.
Yeah, and consistency.
You know who's hoping for some longevity is Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, dude. Inside the park home run. Did you actually see that? Yesterday?
Didn't see it, but saw it on my fantasy team stats. And he hit a regular home run.
Oh, yeah, he did after that. Yeah, right after that.
And then Matthew, of course, solid
W for the Yankees. Anyway, back to the Mets here real quick, guys. Let's just get back here to the Mets. All right. Pretty interesting game, as I said. We had actually the former Brave Tehran actually start here for the Mets. He did get hammered, lasted 2 2/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks off of 4 hits, by the way, 3 Ks and a solo shot. And honestly, he was getting kind of tight at himself, like visibly angry at himself on the mound. And I'll tell you why. I believe 3rd inning is when, the scoring first started here.
The dinger.
Yeah, Ozuna. That was the Ozuna dinger. He fucking like threw his glove down, dude. Like, and it was like one of those, like, obviously, big shots. So off the bat, everybody knew it. And like Tehran was like that. You heard him off. It was actually kind of hilarious.
He's been one of the hottest hitters the last year plus.
Ozuna, specifically against the Mets too. Absolutely kills the Mets every time he plays them. But before that, I think to start off the third two, Tehran struggling with location, walks the first 2 batters, and then Albies doubles to right, which scores Kelenic and Acuna, who I said were walked. And then after Ozuna's hit, or home run, I should say, it was a 4-0 game going to the 4th inning. So it was, obviously looking pretty grim, but wouldn't you know, it was Charlie Morton, the old wily vet who couldn't hold it down for the Braves, because top of the 4th is when the Mets started scoring with Alonso and Beatty on base. You had Marte with a nice little bloop single that scored 1 run, which got them on the board. And I think after that, I want to say Lindor grounded out to double play. But I could be wrong. Actually, no, it wasn't Lindor. It may have been. Oh, it was DJ Stewart who grounded out double play, which ended the inning. But following that, you had a great 5th inning started off by the Mets. McNeil and Joey Wendell, believe it or not, with back-to-back hits to start off the inning, and then Nimmo absolutely rips one to tie the game. I wanted his first home run of the season.
435.
435, literally absolutely roped it. And I think it was like a 3-1 pitch too. So he was kind of battling back a little bit in terms of that, but it was a great at bat for Nimmo, who's definitely started off the season a little bit slow, I would say, as most of the Mets have. Nonetheless, though, ties it up bottom of the 6th. Travis d'Arnaud, the former Met, does regain the lead for the Braves there with a double to center to score Arcia. And we know here, top of the 7th, Brendan Nimmo absolutely jumps, I think it was a hanging slider. Cranks that one 420 feet to tie the game yet again. And then top of the 8th, DJ Stewart, a man who we talked about yesterday for kind of being a freaking loser. Must have heard the show yesterday because he hit a 2-run blast, 425 feet to dead center. Beatty was on base there, which made a 2-run home run, which gave the Mets all of a sudden now a 2-run lead. And then wouldn't you know, at top of the 8th, Beatty's bat, Nimmo's bat staying hot, dude.
And you will never
with another
RBI
single, dude. Well, let's take it. I know. I mean, obviously, dude, put him in now, dude. Yeah. Oh, so annoying, dude. Nonetheless, we had a couple interesting bullpen guys after that because at that point we scored 8-5. Obviously that was done for the scoring for the Mets. Then we had some of our bullpen come in. Lopez, who came in for an inning, kind of got into a little bit of trouble, ended up giving up a run. But he was able to kind of hold it down. I think, 2 ground outs and a fly out, I think, to end the game. Drew Smith came in the 8th too for some as a setup guy here, which was great because he came in 1 inning, 2 Ks, did walk 2 batters, but nonetheless, his fastball seems to be effective, I will say. Obviously when it's locating, certainly, but still, as compared to our other bullpen guys, to have a pitch that doesn't seem hittable, I think is incredibly good for the Mets. And yeah, I would say definitely a gutsy win. It was nice to see Nimmo finally find his bat, after about 9 games. DJ Stewart also found himself on the score sheet. That was nice. There were some solid defensive plays by Alonso and Beatty in the infield too. Especially with a team, the Braves, as speedy as they are, we do often see them get a lot of infield hits. I think the Mets did a good job defensively to stop that. Again, obviously, the biggest issue here would be the pitching. I mean, you got to figure that out. I mean, again, like I feel like a broken record. I was saying this last season. Imagine they have these bats and then like they have just good pitching when they only give up 3 runs.
Yeah.
Instead of 7.
Senga.
Senga coming back would be great.
Maybe Manaea.
I think Manaea, hopeful for Manaea, certainly.
Yeah. Sevy, possibly. I mean, that was a good start last time. No, it wasn't a good start.
No, it was. What was it? 5 1/3.
It was only 5.
So I mean, maybe he can figure it out. Maybe he can find it.
More confidence in him or Quintana.
I don't know. I guess Quintana maybe.
Wow, so tight just because that first start was such a disaster.
And again, I think that the Mets still have one of the lower ERAs in the NL.
But what do you think Josh B's saying? But it's the bullpen too.
It certainly is, dude. I mean, the Mets bullpen is not good. Ottavino, fine, I guess, but I don't know, man. I feel like he's a little sour just in general, so I don't know. I don't trust it a lot. I think it's a bad attitude, really.
Yeah.
And then I think his first appearance where he gave up a run, obviously his last appearance, I think on Sunday, he was great.
2 strikeouts.
Yeah, 2 strikeouts in the inning. That was great. But again, I know we talked about him on back-to-back days too, not as effective. But I would certainly, again, it's certainly Ottavino still for me, though. Obviously, Diaz has been fine. Drew Smith looking good. But I don't want to see Diekman getting, trotting out there, every other day, dude. It's just not. And Garrett, I'm not exactly hyped for as well.
Tehran, I would imagine, might have already been DFA'd at this point.
He probably fucking should have.
Did they call him up for this? Like, he wasn't actually in the rotation.
No, they called him up.
Oh, that's it. Wait, so but who?
McGill, I think.
Oh, is he on the IL?
Yeah, dude. He's out for the season.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Pretty sure he's out for the season.
Another elbow injury?
Yeah.
And then did you see too, Framber Valdez? They're downplaying it, but he was scratched yesterday because of elbow soreness.
Really? Dude, I saw an interview with Tyler Glasnow. I don't know from when, but it was MLB Network. And he was talking about how the whole, I guess the movement to stop sticky stuff and that
screwed everybody.
It's kind of screwing everyone. Cause again, the way Glasnow talked about is that you used to be able to use rosin and sweat together. They used to allow that.
Oh, because you're saying now
you can't do that. Yeah, now you can't exactly.
Yeah.
So he'll be pitching whatever and foul ball, get a fresh ball, and it's just so chalky and smooth that he's now gripping this ball so much tighter than he has to.
Okay.
And he says because of that, I think he thinks that's what caused one of his injuries, which obviously he's been dealing with for a couple of years now. But it's interesting to talk about, dude, because I feel I don't know, man.
But they're not going to go back.
They're not going to go back.
Yeah, so, and I guess who knows? But was Red Ruffing and Don Larson,
all
using all this stuff. Were they? I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess they could have been using anything, but
yeah, I guess. But it's
also
interesting.
Greenies. And he says Josh B says he used sunscreen and rosin. So it's interesting.
It is interesting.
We just hope that the elbow injuries stop. But Also, I mean, it is nice too that I feel like offense has went up since they got rid of the sticky stuff. Because it's like, at the end of the day, yes, we like watching good pitching, but we don't want every game to be 3-1 with 15 strikeouts.
Yeah, or 1-0 with 2 hits on each
Yeah,
side. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if the opposing team of the Yankees isn't going to hit, I mean, that's
we
on
can't
them.
complain. Yeah, that's on them.
Tony loved that one. Looks like Hauser getting the start versus Ronaldo Lopez.
Which, I feel like I kind of forget about him a little bit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think he could be a bright spot in the rotation, dude. I mean, again, his first outing, 5 innings, 3 Ks, 3 walks, 3 hits, a 1.8 ERA through that first start, though. I mean, that's pretty solid. As I mentioned, like the Mets do have one of the lower ERAs around the NL. But again, I mean, hey man, like give me 6, like just one more inning. You can't go one more inning. If it was 6 innings, 3 hits, like I'm fine with that,
great.
dude. Yeah. And again, like you used Drew Smith yesterday. You didn't use Diaz, which is great. So you're able to use Diaz. Probably, again, like, I guess Lopez ended up holding it down. But I mean, when they brought Lopez in, I was like, Mendoza, I mean, he's been making
everybody was going
bonehead
nuts
plays,
on Twitter
dude.
that he didn't go to Diaz. But I mean, obviously it's nice that they have him now, but kind of managing a day ahead.
I know, dude. I feel like, whoa, buddy. I feel like that there's a little inexperience kind of seeping through the cracks of Mendoza. Because he definitely was mismanaging Diaz at the beginning of the season. There were a couple times where, remember, he wasn't bringing out Diaz for a couple, and it's like, why are you waiting? Same thing with the Ottavino thing too. I don't know. It was very odd to me. And even there was a couple games too where it was like, again, maybe I'm looking too much ahead, but it's like those extra inning games. Like, wouldn't you rather, like, if the game you can kind of feel like, oh, maybe this can go extras, like, I would try to save Diaz for the 10th, higher leverage situations, a runner on, or try to have him go 2 innings even.
Right.
And Mendoza hasn't really done that. So, I don't know. I think people have been talking about that as well in terms of his, mismanagement of the bullpen. But, again, he is, not necessarily an experienced manager, and it is early in the season. So, maybe he's trying some things and learning. But, I mean, I'm not. Imagine if they lost that game last night without Diaz in the mound. That would have been talk of the town today.
And it's kind of interesting because you think about, obviously, him learning under Boone, all these years. And I feel like, again, we know, the collaborative effort and stuff, but it has been so refreshing this year. Like, it does feel like it's a different philosophy. We haven't benched pretty much anybody already. Like last year, I think probably guys had 2 off days by now.
Yeah.
Nestor going to 100 pitches. I do think they're done with punt lineups and everybody needs 1 day off. I think that's out the window now.
That, and then I also saw that they're a lot of the times I feel like we're sticking a lot more with the same lineup. Like we're sticking, instead of trying to change everything up every game, we're leaving it the way it is. We're winning games here and there. People need rest. Fine. We switch them out, but to completely switch the lineup every other game, I'll be there.
And it's so funny. They would never publicly admit that strategy was awful, but I think maybe Brian Cashman, as stubborn as he is, realized that was idiotic.
I mean, you gotta base especially off the way we're starting so far. You got to keep running with it.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Definitely so pumped for the games tonight. I guess we gotta just bite the bullet, Tony. It's only 2 days, but we gotta catch up on the picks. We could do it.
Oh no!
Fuck! All right, yeah, we gotta do
You're
one.
tight.
Yeah, I mean, it's so it's just
we can push it to tomorrow.
I mean, again, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, oh my god,
Masters
dude. Masters preview can't push it tomorw.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because we literally said let's not do this again, and then here we are.
No, but we got to figure something out. I think we could. I wish there was just some program we could use that would just automatically update the standings. That would be ridiculous.
That would be kind of
Michael
sick, dude.
Butka, I feel like could figure something out for us.
Yeah, I feel like maybe Jimmy. I don't know what
you think. You can do that on an Excel spreadsheet.
I'm sure you can. Yeah, you can do it on Excel. But again, you need to know. Again, I haven't used it.
Something that could update it live.
Yeah. No, again, you can set an algorithm or a function to be you could just put in the score and it'll update the record.
Right, but it's not. There's not obviously something that just updates.
It's not going to be automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but all right. So we got to go to what Friday? What?
Because we were off because we didn't do picks Thursday, and then so it was Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. So Orioles in the under.
I would imagine the under was 8.5. Hold on. Stand by.
ESPN could just put
it
under.
there,
it would save us 10 minutes, I think.
Probably collectively, easily 10 minutes.
It
was 7.5. And it was 7. So Orioles in the under is 2-0.
Okay. Marlins in the over.
3-1.
Rangers in the over.
Rangers
Rays. Right there.
Twins Brewers?
No, Rangers Rays.
Okay. All right.
That was just how it was on here.
All right. What'd you say? Rangers in the over?
Yeah.
So it's what, 4-2?
Braves in the under.
Braves.
I think wasn't it up? Or no?
Oh no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, this is gonna make it so much worse.
Wait, why is it like that?
Why is it like
Yeah,
this?
did the Braves play?
Postponed.
There
That's
we
why,
go.
okay.
It's on here. All right, Brewers in the under.
Brewers and the under. What were you, 4-2? Now
This
you're
is you, by the way.
oh, I'm 4-2.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 4-2.
Brewers
Now
in
I'm
the
4-4.
And then Yankees in the under.
5-5.
Red Sox in the over.
Ooh, 6-6.
Phillies in the under.
7-7.
Guardians in the over.
7-7. Ooh, let's go. 9-7.
Padres in the over.
11-8.
Pirates in the under.
It's gotta be 8.5. What was I? 11-8, so that would make it 12-9.
And then the Cubs in the over.
14-9.
Astros in the under.
Astros in the under was at 12-9. Now we're gonna be 14-9. Let's
Dodgers
go,
in the over.
dude. It's worth it. Dodgers in the over.
There you go.
16-9, dude.
16-9.
I'm gonna
All
write
right.
that
And then
down.
we're on to tomorrow. Yesterday for you.
Okay, good. So we're on to yesterday already. Where am I? Monday. All right, buddy. What do we got?
We have the
Yankees. Oh no, sorry.
Guardians in the over.
1-1 on the day.
Yankees in the over.
Probably 2-2.
Pirates in the under.
3-3.
Brewers in the over.
4-4.
Mariners in the over.
I want to say 4-6. So yeah, let's go 4-6.
Braves in the over.
5-7.
Dodgers in the over.
6-8.
Phillies in the under.
8-8.
Astros in the under.
99.
Diamondbacks in the over.
10-10.
Rays in the over.
It's probably gonna be 8.5. The freaking Angels, dude. It is 8.5. Yeah. So was I 10-12 now?
Padres in the over.
12-12.
And then Giants in the over.
13-13.
13-13. Up again. Okay, so
Together that would be 29-24.
290 and 233. Pretty good mark there.
Real quick, does Blake Snell's bad performance make you feel any better that we didn't sign him?
I mean, it was nice. I mean, obviously, you can't go off that.
I know,
but,
yeah.
First start, dude. Motherfuck.
But it definitely was surprised to see that. But I do think we do, when guys sign late, we do see that happen all the time.
Yeah. I mean, maybe because Brian, we were talking about it too, like how people were saying they weren't major league ready.
Yeah.
Do you think they really aren't?
Yeah, and I was the one that said it shouldn't matter, but I guess they're just
kinda
a thing
does.
that they're used to in
Right?
preparation.
Because
that-
Monty hasn't started, right? Anything yet?
No, he's going to start probably he said the 19th.
Crazy.
So I have him for 2 leagues. So I'm really, hoping that that's soon. All right. So for me here, back to Wednesday.
Yes.
Orioles in the under.
2-0.
Marlins in the over.
3-1.
Rangers in the over.
4-2.
Braves in the under.
Postponed.
Twins in the under.
5 and no, sorry, you were 4-2. Yeah, 5-3.
Red Sox in the over.
Oh, wait, sorry, Twins in the under.
Yeah.
5-3.
Red Sox in the over.
6-4.
Yankees in the over. Under. Sorry.
6-4. So that's what, 7-5.
Phillies in the over.
8-6.
Mariners in the under.
Oh, sorry, you said Phillies in the over.
Mhm.
It's 7-7.
Mariners in the under.
8.5.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
8.5.
So you're 8-8.
Padres in the over.
99.
Pirates in the over.
Was it 8.5? I think it was. Pirates in the over. What did I say you were? 8 and 8?
Yeah.
The over was 8.5. Yeah, so you're 8 and 10.
8 and 10. And then Cubs in the under.
9-11.
Astros in the under.
11 and 11.
Giants in the under.
11 and 13.
All right. And then yesterday.
So let's get back to yesterday. So what would we say? 11 and 13?
Mm-hmm.
Monday. Here we go.
White Sox in the over.
0 and 2.
Yankees in the under.
2 and 2.
Pirates in the under.
3 and 3.
Reds in the over.
5 and 3.
Mariners in the under.
6 and 4.
Mets in the under.
7 and 5.
Dodgers in the over.
8 and 6.
Phillies in the under.
8 and 6. Phillies for the under. This could be 10 and 6. It is 10 and 6, Brian.
Rangers in the over.
12 and 6.
Diamondbacks in the over.
13 and 7.
Angels in the under.
We'll call it 15-7.
Padres in the over.
17-7.
Giants in the over.
18 and 8.
18 and 8.
You were 17 and 7.
Wow. It's a pretty
Right.
good mark
and
there.
then 1 and 1, 18 and 8. Yeah.
18 and 8 into 269 and 246.
All right. Where does that put me in relation to you?
You're up by 21 games, so
Okay. And how long are we doing this for again?
it's till the end of the month. But I
Of
mean,
this
I'm
month?
just trying to think out loud here. If
Yeah.
we could just somehow simplify. I don't know if we just need to go back to the 3 games. I know we love the frenzy, but I just feel like, are we? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you want to just do 3
a lot of
games?
baseball.
Or 5? I don't know.
We can do 3 games. Well, hockey's gonna be over soon, I guess.
Playoffs.
Well, yeah, playoffs happen, but they're not gonna be a lot of games. Well, obviously, with the playoffs,
Do we
do the
just?
one.
I mean, should I? I mean, do I even have a chance to come back here? I feel like it's probably not, right?
I mean, there's gonna be
There's so many games.
There's gonna be so many games this month.
I'm just trying to think of it so that we don't have to like not talk about
right,
hockey because like we're
We could pick why don't we pick 3 games from each?
each. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, and then so it's technically not a frenzy, but certain days we can kind of mix and match. But right now, for instance, we gotta just go 3. And we'll start with you, Tony.
Okay, so how do you want to do the 3 though? Do you should we pick the games collectively and go head to head, or just any 3 like we used to?
I what do you think? Any 3?
I guess any 3.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll start first.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, we were just talking about him. Give me the Dodgers over the Twins. Tyler Glass now getting his first start. I will just put the music in, dude. Why not? Let's go. Tyler Glass now getting another start here. Josh B said it before too. That was an awesome interview. I think he's absolutely due for a freaking night for him for the Dodgers. And we know that the Dodgers are going to be absolutely popping off on Varland. I mean, is that like a bootleg Verlander? I don't think so, dude. Give me the Dodgers. I say they win 6-4. So probably Dodgers in the over.
Dodgers in the over.
Yes,
okay. I am gonna could you let me know what the Yankees total is here?
Let's see. Going
Obviously
up
going
here.
to be there tonight. So
Obviously,
excited
dude.
to
8.5. dude.
watch that. You know, I don't know if the Marlins are going to be able to really score here. So
Could be like 8-0.
that's what I was going to say. Give me the Yankees 8-0. Judge kind of eliminating the fears from Domac from the slow start.
Yeah,
I'm going to say
dude.
3 for 4 with a 3-run homer. And Rodon, 6 scoreless, striking out 10. Best start as a Yankee.
I absolutely love that pick there, Brian. Let me see. Sonny Gray getting his first start of the season for the Cardinals. I say he gets absolutely popped. He's on my fantasy team. I may even still keep him on the IR list just for today because I feel like he's gonna get popped. And Zach Wheeler, I think he's gonna have an absolute night. Give me the Phillies. Let's check the over under here. I would imagine it's gonna be 8.5, 7.5. Interesting. I'll take Phillies and the over. I think they can easily score 5 runs, 6 runs, and maybe they'll give up 2 or something like that. So yeah, give me the Phillies winning this game 6-2. Zach Wheeler feeling good. Sonny Gray, better luck next start.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna do something crazy here, Tony. Give me the Mets again.
Wow.
I'm gonna run it back. We're gonna say the over as well. Maybe a 3-3 game going into the 7th. Pete Alonso with a grand slam to give the Mets 8-5 over Atlanta.
Over under's 9.5, Brian. All right,
8-5.
dude. Mets in the over. There we go. My last one, my final one. Honestly, surprised you took the Mets. I was going to take them. Doesn't matter though. You took the Yankees already too. I guess give me Burns and the Orioles, huh? Like, why not at that point?
Red Sox have won too much.
Red Sox have definitely won too much. This game, 210 exclusively on Nesson. Baltimore looks like they're minus 135 here on the road. Over under 7.5. Give me the Orioles winning this game. I'm going to say like 2, maybe 3-0, 3-1. So give me Orioles and the under, Brian. Corbin Burns is a great freaking start. 14 Ks, by the way, through 2 starts so far. So pretty solid. Pretty solid for him, dude. Adjusting still to Baltimore, no doubt. But what do you got? You got third and final for you?
And you got the...
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Okay. Yeah, so for third and final here, Pirates. Pirates and the over. It's up 1. We're going to say Martin Perez, like he's still an all-star with the Rangers, will throw 6 scoreless here. And I'm going to say we are going to see O'Neal Cruz 5 for 5 with 2 home runs, showing he's one of the premier young talents in the game. Pirates and the over. And that is your abbreviated baseball frenzy. And we actually have a couple minutes to go to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's a nail break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak, the silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So the New York Rangers, Tony, back in action tonight.
Oh yeah, brother.
A stone's throw from here at UBS Arena, taking on the Islanders, who are looking to solidify a spot in the Stanley Cup playoffs and have really picked it up after seemingly being dead in the water. I believe last I checked, they were in that 3rd spot in the Metropolitan Division. I don't think that has changed.
Yep, has not changed.
And let's see, 85, and behind them is Detroit, or is Detroit in the Atlantic?
No, behind them should be.
Oh, okay, it's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and then go back to wildcard standings one more time. So, okay, so Pittsburgh is it? They're tied with Detroit, but Detroit has the tiebreaker for the second wild card.
Correct.
So I mean, this race is crazy, and I mean, I would just assume Flyers fall out of it, but you still have the Caps, the Penguins, and the Red Wings, and really the Islanders. So I mean, what's that? 5 teams fighting for 2 spots here.
Yeah, dude.
With what, 4 games left?
Yeah, kind of
4 or 5
freaking
games
crazy,
left?
dude.
How do you see it breaking out? I mean, I know it's so tough to say, but
oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know, dude. The Penguins, I mean, they went on a little bit of a hot streak, but I don't know. It seems like they kind of maybe cooled off a little bit.
Lost last night to Maple Leafs, right?
Yeah, to Toronto. Islanders on that 4-game win streak. I mean, again, it's just about who gets hot at the right time, because we saw, again, the Caps were super hot, and then bang, look, 6 games in a row they lost, dude.
That.
I know, it's kind of crazy.
And it would be Islander like to lose out, honestly.
It really would be. So I don't know, man. I want to say I see the Penguins squeaking in there, maybe.
Penguins, and then
the other wild card.
Oh, so the Penguins is a 3 in the Metropolitan, playing the Hurricanes first round.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess maybe the Islanders fall into that second wild card spot. Detroit kind of goes out.
probably makes the most sense.
It probably does. Maybe we can get ahead at some schedules
Patrick
too. Even
Waugh.
look at that, dude. Caps play the Red Wings tonight, so that's going to be a huge
friends
freaking
from,
game,
from
dude.
Raleigh, North Carolina, can do us a solid and defeat the Bruins.
That'd be great, dude. Let's see. Obviously, Islanders. I mean, they're not going to win tonight, so that's huge in this race. And then again, I mean, like the Caps. What?
I was just laughing on comedy, bro. It was funny.
No,
Yeah,
but
I
I
mean,
mean,
they're
it's just
come on,
listen.
dude. They're not gonna win,
It's
dude.
like how we feel about the Yankees right now. That is New York Rangers.
They're not
Yeah.
going to lose tonight.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Looking ahead, Jesus, like when the hell does Pittsburgh play again? Will Caps play the Sabres 2 days from now? Red Wings play the Penguins. Wow, so these games are gonna be ones that matter too. Islanders play the Canadiens. That's winnable for the Islanders. Interesting, dude.
And it is interesting too that
Dude, Islanders play the Rangers twice in the next like 4 days.
Yeah, the schedule.
It's over,
they
dude. It's
screwed it.
over. It's over for them. Over
like,
for the Flyers.
I mean, how about next year? I'm sure the schedule is probably already set, but it's like, can we just open up against the Islanders? Maybe?
Honestly, dude.
Like,
I didn't know this, dude. Penguins playing the Bruins too at this point. Could be garbage time for the Bruins, but still, you imagine they may lose that. Although I think the Penguins beat the Bruins last time out.
they beat us.
Here we go. Red Wings playing the Maple Leafs as well on Friday. Like, it's kind of tough because a lot of these teams that are in the running for a wild card spot are playing really good teams down the stretch of the season. So that kind of makes it kind of tough. But I'm telling you right now, Islanders dropping out fast. It's gonna be a steep decline, I think, dude. And then Penguins playing the Predators. Predators, I think, are reaching for a wildcard spot out of the West, too. So then again, not only do you play good teams, but some of these teams are playing teams that are also in do or die situations. So you're going to see a lot of great freaking hockey, and that's a fact. Like, it's going to be sick, actually, upcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, too. Chokri this past weekend was texting me saying, like, that he doesn't want the Hurricanes to play Pittsburgh. And I was like, oh, don't worry about it. They're not going to make the playoffs. And I didn't realize they had won a bunch of games in a row. And obviously the situation you laid out, they would play the Penguins. But, I mean, obviously a lot to be determined. The Islanders, you would figure that wouldn't be a problem. But I would think, especially after not making the playoffs last year, like there would be probably a slew of Islander fans making the short flight to Raleigh, right?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I really want the Rangers Hurricanes series though. Hopefully we get that. It would be next round.
It would
second
be.
round.
It would be second round, yeah. Is it because of the chokery rivalry or what?
Oh, because I'm gonna go. I definitely want to go.
Yes,
we
dude.
could go as well, which would be
we would have to go. Like,
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. Just the year of just doing it. I'm not kidding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to set an all-time record for games this year. Like this is gonna be my second Yankee game. Third series or second home series of the year.
So sick.
Was at the Rangers game, a couple Islander games earlier this year, and then hopefully Ranger playoffs. You never know with game time, but right now it's showing like the first home game minimum tickets $487. Hoping that gets to like high twos, but I feel like Tony, am I delirious to say that? Is it the 4.5 hours of sleep talking?
I think high twos is reasonable, dude.
Yeah.
Come on. For you?
But I think it's $487 because
so?
it's like they don't know the matchups. That's just season ticket holders that have those rights putting that on game time. There's not even a defined game.
Yeah.
So how could there really be a set value?
Yeah, exactly.
But even at MSG,
Yeah.
I feel like just because it's MSG, all the prices, like even like the Knicks, dude, it's just like it doesn't matter who they're playing or what's going on. The tickets are gonna be overly expensive.
Any recollection, Tony, last year looking it up? I mean, I guess it was the Devils, so it was juiced, but it had to. I feel like it was over
north of 300. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but you think just because it's not going to be a local matchup, potentially anyway. Like if it's Detroit would probably be the lowest ticket price.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right, because Islanders is going to be juiced up.
Yeah, Islanders juiced up. Obviously, the
Pittsburgh
Hurricanes
probably would
even
be
too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
So yeah, I just really want to go because you've never been to a playoff game. Right?
Playoff game, never.
Yeah. Anybody in the family go? Or anybody that you know?
Oh, I've had friends that have gone.
Friends have gone.
Certainly.
Yeah. It's just a shame. Like I feel like 10 years ago, like price wise, it was probably what $150 to go.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just nothing like being there, honestly, and we're just in the midst of such a special season. In a way, like it's like almost like a shame that it's like coming to an end. Honestly, it's just must watch every night. A new guy stepping up.
Literally.
everything's falling into place. And I can't believe like it wasn't that long ago. We're having the watch party here. I'm calling for the Igor bench.
Oh my god! So
remember the fellow
funny,
Ranger
dude.
fans that were here were like looking at me all side-eyed.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Oh my goodness, dude. So funny. So funny.
So yeah, obviously excited for the game tonight. I mean, you know, we've had tight games with them, like obviously like the Stadium Series, they were up before. I mean, any hesitation here for you, Tony? I mean, obviously this is a desperate team here. Is there a chance that they could catch us off guard here?
I mean, I guess so, maybe. I mean, you know, Islanders right now, you know, they have been playing well. You know, they've been the streaky team. Just beat Nashville, shut them out actually 2-0. You know, beat the Flyers. But I mean, at the end of the day, like Nashville, yes, it's probably the best team they've beat in the last 5 games. The best team that they've versed, honestly. Because again, like Columbus, Chicago, Flyers. I mean, I don't know, man. I think if anything, the Islanders are going to run into a brick wall of the Rangers right now, and it's going to get gritty. And I don't think the Islanders have that physicality that they can match with the Rangers. I mean, that's a huge reason why the Rangers were able to come back in the Stadium Series. It's a huge reason why the last time these teams faced each other, Rangers won 5-2. And you bet your bottom dollar, dude, that there's going to be probably some fights with Rempe because you would imagine they're tight, you know, like
limited ice time last time.
So, yeah, I just think the Rangers are going to be faster and stronger, and they're just going to be scoring more. I mean, you would imagine, you know, obviously I haven't checked daily face-off, but I still would imagine Shesterkin's spot here. I don't know. I don't think they would put
that
Quick, dude.
Seed too.
Sick jerseys, by the way, for Buffalo. No, yeah, true,
and they want to pad Igor's stats career-wise against the Islanders.
Igor unconfirmed, but he's up there.
Yeah.
Varlamov has been confirmed for the Islanders tonight, obvioally giving them their best shot, dude. I mean, honestly, it really might as well be.
It's not their best shot because wouldn't Sorokin, or are you saying you think Varlamov is better?
I think he's in their best shot right now.
Why?
I mean, I feel like recently Sorokin, like not that great.
Batting practice?
Let's check it in here. Let's check it out here. Regular season. All right. So his last game, 2 goals against Columbus in the victory. I guess before that, 1 goal against, but on 19 shots, 18 saves. I suppose save percentage is there, but then lost against New Jersey. You lost 3-0, 4-0. Actually, I guess yeah. Oh, empty netter at the end there. Yeah, gave up 3 against New Jersey. Gave up 5 against Detroit. In a couple losses. So I don't know. I feel like Sorokin, I don't know.
3.02, 908. Yeah, mediocre numbers.
Yeah, not great. So batting practice, sure, Brian. I would say I think it's at least a 5 spot for the Rangers. It may even honestly go down even more than that, dude.
Yeah. Maybe all I know is I need like Dan Campbell's Starbucks order. I don't know about anybody else right now. I don't know. Just for a reason, it's just really setting in.
The Celsius is wearing out.
Yeah. I think it's the chairs you guys are into. I can see the slump, dude.
Hamstring, whatever it is. Like I'm fucked, basically. Yeah, dude. So anyway.
Get a stretch, Brian.
Yeah, a little stretch, which I never do. A quick abbreviated frenzy.
Oh my God, the abbreviated frenzy. You better bet your bottom dollar, dude. All right, let's go. I'll take the Rangers, obviously, if I'm starting off here. UBS Arena, Islanders absolutely dead in the water. They are dropping out of the wild card race. I'm telling you, honestly, at this point. Panarin, 7-game point streak. Gonna make it 8 tonight with a goal and 2 assists there, which would put him at 47 goals in the season and 71 assists. I mean, Igor, I don't know, maybe 19 saves of 20 shot attempts. Like, I would not expect a lot of offense from the Islanders. Mika, goal. Kreider, goal. Maybe even a goal for Jacob Trouba from the point. More likely than not, Adam Fox. And nonetheless, give me the Rangers winning this one 6-2. So Rangers and the over, Brian.
All right. Give me the Florida Panthers here over the Senators. Looking to finish off this season strong. What a season it's been for the Panthers, for Sam Reinhart, Tony, and Sergei Bobrovsky. So I just think at home, clinic, kind of batting practice, honestly. I'm going to say 6-2 over the Senators.
Absolutely love it. Let me go with a team I love going with. Give me the LA Kings on the road in Anaheim against the Ducks there. I just think Kings, I don't even know honestly how they've been doing recently, but obviously way better than the Ducks. Adrian Kempe leading the team with points right now, 71 points, 44 of those coming from the assists. I say he assists, I don't know. I guess give me Kopitar with the hat trick. Why not? 3 assists there for Kempe. He's on that line. The Kings go on to win this one 4-1. Kings and the under, Brian.
All right. Give me the Avalanche over the Wild. I think last time they beat them like 5-1, 5-0, something along those lines. And it's 5-2.
Over under 6.5.
Colorado, probably in my mind the best team in the West here. Minnesota, very meek and mediocre. So give me Colorado winning this game. We're going to say 5-2. So it would be the Avalanche
and the over. Nice. Love that one. All right, last one, best one here for me. I'll talk about the Caps Red Wings game right now. Why not? This is honestly a game of the night here. Detroit minus 145 here at home. Over under is 5.5. Both these teams battling for their seasons, dude. Last time out, Caps won 4-3 in OT. I think Red Wings the bounce back win. Caps again, the losing streak, dude. After the win streak that continues tonight. Dylan Larkin with the hat trick, absolutely. Maybe Patty Kane with a goal there. I think they still have Andrew Kopp too. He nets one as well. That's a total of 5 goals there for the Red Wings. And I say Lions shuts out the Caps 5-0. So Red Wings in the under, baby.
All right. So that means I have the last pick here. Give me the Lightning. Give me the Lightning.
There
Stop.
we go,
That's too
dude.
risky. But yeah, Blue Jackets stop Lincolns. I wish we could play them in the first round and win every game 10-0. That was a joke,
Honestly,
Tony.
dude.
But we played them in the midst of our struggles. That was a problem.
That was.
So I'm going to say Tampa here, gearing up for the playoffs. Kucherov, Josh B. hat trick. We haven't seen that in a while. And I think the Lightning shut them out 4-0. So Lightning and the under. And that is your abbreviated hockey frenzy. Nice to get that back in the mix. I had to say it was a little long hiatus.
Oh,
Didn't know
good,
what to
dude.
do, but it's like, come on. I mean, you can't pick 60 games a day. And
I
it's
know.
just like, yeah.
I mean, you can't.
You can only
you
do
can't.
so
You
much.
can't.
You
Yeah.
can only do so
You
much.
really can't do 60 games. It's too much.
So I believe it's next Thursday, which would be what, a week from so not tomorrow, but the following day, is the last day of the regular season. So I would imagine first day of the playoffs probably Saturday, right?
That weekend?
Yeah.
I think
It's tough
so.
because that's Saturday going to the Yankee game. So I'm hoping that stars align where the Rangers are playing at the same time. But usually, I mean, there's going to be like 1 or 2 afternoon games. Not like there's going to be like several, right?
Yeah, no, very, very true. Yes.
And they're very staggered, or is it always like all East one day, or is there like some?
No, it's like an East and a West, and then yeah.
And there's no 2-day layoffs?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking that there was, but I guess hockey.
Maybe sometimes, but it's every other day for the most part.
Yeah.
You got to sweep, you got to sweep
even
if
the
you want
day
the
they
days
travel?
off. Yeah,
It's
no,
just a
dude.
regular
It's just
off day.
they have a day off in between each game, and that's it.
Dude, imagine though, it's just like what we had a couple years ago, but just the next level, finish the job, have more games to watch. Like that was so much fun watching the games.
Oh my, I know, dude, the parade, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, is it like are you as confident as you've been right now at this point in any Ranger season since 2015? Or
No, since forever,
or
my entire
more
life,
confident
dude.
than then?
More confident than 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Tampa was still really good at that time.
Yeah.
And I think that you could argue that they were better. I mean, obviously, they beat them. So,
And I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but I feel like in the East, I don't know. I'm not really like concerned with anybody. I mean, I know
dude,
Bruins,
it's tough.
Hurricanes aren't easy, Tony, but I mean, we have beaten both of them this year. We swept the Bruins, didn't we?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was with the Bruins.
The Hurricanes, was it like 2-1?
I don't know if we won. I don't know how to. I guess we could check it. Wait, hold on. Where
Maybe
am
we
I?
just go to the Rangers page and then just go to season schedule.
Why looks that up. If they win, are you guys attending the parade?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Have to.
Absolutely.
Luckily, there'll be no conflict with the Yankee parade, so that won't be an issue.
That's funny. I just went to. Oh, I'm shot. I thought we were gonna
the world.
All right, I guess we gotta go find Boston. Bang, 1.
No. I know we swept Boston. I was just talking about Carolina.
Oh, sorry, Carolina.
Yeah.
Bang, 1. They're kind of a harder logo to recognize. I don't think so. Lost 6-1 right there.
And then won the last one, right?
And then we won the last one, 1-0.
Yeah, so 2-1. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, I mean, we've beaten all the top teams. I mean, I feel like for me, Tony, I guess Panthers, but we beat them as well. Wouldn't you be like most concerned with Colorado? Or Vegas, I guess.
I mean, yeah, sure. I guess I'm more concerned out of the West. I mean, there's teams we haven't faced as much.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, it's hockey. Anything could happen. It's the playoffs. This is, like I said, I mean, this is the highest competitive hockey you will play all season. There's a reason why all these teams get into the playoffs. So, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to sit here and say it's an absolute shoo-in to be like, oh,
it's never a shoo-in.
Like, it's never a shoo-in, dude. But I am expecting a cup victory based upon the rest of how the season has gone, how the players have been playing, about the coach, the fans. It just feels like cup time for New York, dude.
And it just feels like at different points of the season, it's like another guy stepping up. And I love that right now, Mika Zibanejad is hot as anybody in the whole league.
Yeah, dude, literally so hot. And then again, like Panarin's been hot all year, but like 7-game point streak right now, like that's like
crazy.
Like, let's fucking go, dude. That's like his prime hotness right now. Lafreniere has been killing it too. Kreider, we talked about, just past Rod Gilbert for most power play goals here. Like everyone is playing well right now, dude. So it's exactly what you need.
Hell yeah, let's go. Basically, I'll see you at the stadium, brother.
Dude, basically, I'll see you at the parade, brother.
Is there binge buddies tonight?
We do have binge buddies tonight, dude. 8:00 tonight. We'll be reviewing Monkey Man, which is a movie we saw, Michael and I, yesterday. As well as Manny was watching some new stuff.
Snoozing in the theater this time, or?
I think Michael dozed off for maybe 5 minutes.
It's at 4.5.
But yeah, no, it definitely is, dude. And again, the chairs, the seats at the AMC,
I would do it too,
dude. The recliner and it's leather, and then you just get your popcorn, you get your soda, and you're just like loafing
Are those
in
seats
there,
heated?
dude.
There's a theater in Southbury by my house where they have the same seats, but you can heat them or cool them.
Oh wow, no, we don't have that.
Yeah,
dude. That's crazy.
So there's a heated option or a cool option.
Yeah.
Oh my god, insane! Those seats are insane.
I probably could use those seats for my hip or whatever it is right now. Oh
are you worried, dude?
This is the worst it's ever been, honestly.
It's your hamstring, you said, right? Like back here behind your.
Yeah, it's like this.
Yeah,
this is
your hamstring.
Yeah, I've never really hurt my.
But the side or right behind?
Kind of.
A little bit both.
Both, yeah.
Oh, so maybe it does go into the gluteus maximus a little bit.
Just all from 4.5. That's really what it is. Stupid UConn. You can't be up by 20 at half, so I can just go to bed. It has to be a tight one, right? Tight early, Tony. On the way up.
Oh, here we go.
So good, man.
Dude.
Is Ralph.
He says, yeah, Rangers hockey tonight. Let's fucking go. 1994 parade was epic. He says, even strength production from Mika. He says, wow, dude,
Tony.
let's go. And Josh B did say Hattie Boom Batty before. My mother also said hello, fellas, earlier on, dude.
Hello.
So missed her out the door.
But I have to say, fellas, really pieced this one together well today. I'm just saying, dude, the lack of Z's.
Dude, lack of Z's,
I mean, I feel like
yeah.
it was great. Honestly, flew by.
Yeah.
Are you going to take a nap before the game or something?
No, just heavy coffee.
Animal.
And as Matthew Gabriel would say, probably a decent size sandwich.
Oh, wedge?
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
We'll see if we can kind of sneak her in, Tony. Sneak her in. But yeah, once again, a great show. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume merch, downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, enjoy binge buddies. Let's go Rangers!
Let's go Rangers and Mets!
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.